Hey guys, my name's Trapixium, and I want to talk about a subject that we haven't discussed in a long time. Warframe, and its most recent release, The Sacrifice, and what it means for the lore of the game as a whole. So, at the start, we are introduced to Umbra, a rogue Excalibur with a little defect like, I don't know, it's alive. Warframes usually are mentally blank, as Ordis says, proxies for the Star Child to use. Umbra has memories, and can move without transference. Umbra is, or was, a high-ranking Dax. A Dax is a soldier sworn to Orokin loyalty for the rest of their life. Now Ballas, yes, the Golden Drag Queen himself, as it turns out, was working for the Sentients. The Orokin creation sent to another system to terraform, and they came back sterile and angry at the Orokin. I guess Umbra knew about this, and as a way to tie off a loose end, Ballas infected him with a modified strain of the Technocyte virus. Normal strains of the virus make the infested we deal with. As it turns out, a modified strain of the Technocyte virus that Ballas made, when injected into a human test subject, it hardens their organs and skin and wipes their mind and creates feral warframes. The strain Umbra is afflicted with wipes his mind of everything except the last moments before turning. In Umbra's last moments, we see Ballas chastising him, boasting that he's had centuries to plan his defection, and that a mere Dax can't stop him. Umbra's son Isa is a new Dax looking to be as good as his dear old dad, but unfortunately right when Umbra is fully taken by the virus, Ballas orders him to kill Isa. Now, once we get the whole picture, we see Umbra as he is. A broken man traumatized by the only memory he has of him killing his son. With that, we see why the Warframe and Operator work so well together in a symbiotic relationship. The Operator gets a medium to control their powers, and the Warframe's pain is taken away through transference. That's all we get as far as actively seeing how Warframes are created. We now know what they are. They are humans modified with Technocyte. But we also get just as much information on Ballas and what he's done in the time leading up to the subsequent falling apart of the universe. Now, look through these Vitruvian files and tell me what this says.
Before the Veil, our people held dualism as truth. That all things were of two parts, mind and body, consciousness and matter, of our world and the void. It was from there we kept the Zariman survivors within a secret reservoir. They were the transference linked. The Warframes the body, and they the mind. Coordinates and codes to this place. But do not underestimate these devils on how they did. We have...
So, you pretty much heard it there. Ballas leaked all the information to Hun Hao as to our creation, our location, which is how he knew Warframe headquarters, aka the moon, was in the void. We learn how the Warframes were created. We don't get much insight as to the relationship between Margulis and Ballas as much as coming up with the ideas, the Tenno themselves. So with that in mind, we can kinda see how screwed up this is. He hates the Sentients, but he hates the Tenno more. He is willing to betray his own kind just to stick it to us. That's kinda messed up. Just saying. That is very messed up. And right at the end, we see Lotus again. Lotus, in case of any of you not aware of the Apostasy prologue, I'll fill you in. Space Mom, Lotus. She is taken by Ballas, and we don't get her anymore. She comes in the forms of projections from Ordis, but Lotus as a character is missing. She finally returned at the end of the Sacrifice, and what we see of her, it's not Lotus as much as it's the person who's been pretending to be Margulis, and it's not even a person, it's a sentient by the name of Nata. This is a centuries-old plan that's been in the works for a long time. Nata was sent to the Tenno Order as a way to gain our trust. Of course she did, and she grew compassionate and she chose to stay. But when Ballas shot that wave of transference energy at her, Apostasy prologue kind of jolted her prior programming, I guess you could say. And now she is back under the control of the sentients, and she saved Valis. And right when Lotus is about to leave, we get quite the statement from her about what's to come.
Drifting, gods beyond the near star. Mother, I am coming.
Okay, so that statement right there is kind of interesting because never before in the lore have had mention of a bleak star or mother. I'm not sure, but when it comes to the bleak star, the only thing that really comes to mind is the void itself. But it's not a star, it's a space. And we've never heard reference of a mother. All we have is Hunhao, who's described himself as a father. But we all know where home is. It's the Tau system. It's the place where the sentients were set. But aside from that, I don't know. I guess it'll be explained in the new one. But one thing's for sure, what the sacrifice does best is contextualizing everything that's been in the lore prior, and that's it. Yes, Umbra's cool and all, but moving forward, it has given us nothing to look at, except for the trailers that were just released at TennoCon for Fortuna, Railjack, and the New War. That's all we got. We have no further context as to what's going to happen next, or as to why Lotus is now back as Nata. With that being said, you guys, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. My name's Trepixium, and may the Lotus watch over you.